Okay, so today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to Michael's to pick up some canvases, but also yesterday I started on something on a pad, like a big paper pad that I forgot I had, and it's like 18 by 24 inches, and it's mixed media, and it's supposedly really good with paint. So I tried it out, and I'm working on my piece, and it looks really, really dope. So I'm going to take you guys through that piece in this vlog today. I'm going to try it out a bit differently and see if a vlog and piece in the same thing works out nicely. Yo, this is a new Michael's, and I've never been here, and it's actually fucking
sick.
What is this?
What is
wood
this?
Panel value pack, 5-piece. Yo, I don't like the look of that wood though.
It looks really thin.
It looks like it's like not gonna work, but it's still cool. This is dope.
It is dope.
Holy shit, guy. Why is there so much? I don't even know where to start. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, let me get what I always get. Alright, so we're back from Michael's. I got 5 16 by 20s, and that was what I got for now. These are the most basic size I always get. I always like to go with this size. This size is like the easiest one to sell price-wise. It's the easiest one to finish time-wise. And it's just the most, I don't know, I like doing this size the best. It's a nice size. You can get some good detail in there. It's not too big. It doesn't take too long. So it just works out really nice. So I always like to get these. I always like to have these on hand. And then after that, that's when I go and I try and get other sizes and mix it up here and there. But these are like my, honestly, all the time go-to size. Okay, so I'm just about ready to start this, but I wanted to talk about something. It might help you guys out if you guys try and transfer small pieces of paper like drawings into a bigger piece. As you can see, that's a regular sheet of paper from like printer paper, and this is the piece I'm working with in comparison. So it's kind of difficult sometimes to figure out the proportion you want to get. What I like to do is use these middle line things. They really help guide me through, and they show me where certain parts shouldn't overlap. So for example, with the nose piece here, it just goes over this line, and then like the vest, basically the furthest point it gets is like just close to touching that middle line. So it's just a little example. I can't exactly explain it to you perfectly, but I'm sure you get what I'm saying. This corner of the piece should have that part of the head, this corner should have that part of the piece, and it shouldn't go in, you know what I mean? So I use that, and it's been really helping a lot. So what I end up doing is rulering the middle here, rulering the middle here, and going from there. So starting off, I found the midsection of the paper and made some lines there so that I could use those to work the proportions in for the panda. As I went on, I did the quick head shape and body shape to get the basic idea, and then moving from there, I did the ears, hat, arms, etc. So this doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a general proportion. The reason I'm using yellow is so that I can go over it later much easier, and if you use pencil it smudges often and it will ruin your canvas. So once this yellow line work is done, I like to go over with a blue marker just to get the final proportions, and I know exactly where I'm supposed to color in and what I should leave out and what doesn't quite fit. Once I'm done with the line work, I move on to the colors. Now for this one, I usually do black for the arms, ears, and the eye parts, but I decided to go with purple to see how that would work out. Once I finished that, I started on the t-shirt. I decided to go with yellow because I figured that would contrast with the purple really, really well. Once I was finished with the shirt, I moved on to the vest. Now with the vest I went with a light blue, and that's what really kind of made me decide to go back from purple to black, and that was the original color for the panda in the first place. Once I did that, I was pretty happy with how it looked, and I continued forward. I gave the tongue a nice bright pink color, which made it really pop, and then I filled the rest of the piece for the first layer. Once I was finished with the first layer, I did the last 2 layers, and then continued on to the shadow details. Now this is one of the really important parts because the way you do this can give certain things different effects. So for example, the t-shirt is supposed to look baggy, and so I have very sharp and jagged lines at the ends. But with the vest it's a little bit different, it's a little more bubbly, and so that's going to later on give it more of a shiny, poppy look. I continued on shading the ice cream, the tongue, and the face until I was finished the first layer of the shadows. Once I was finished that, I did the second and then the third layers. The reason I do that is because it gives it a very, very solid look. You don't have to do 3 layers, but I choose to because I want my piece to pop really, really well. This is how it looks with the first layer, and this is why I stress every time that you need to do 3 layers, because if you look closely there, you can see that it's just not quite solid. It's not as solid as the main colors, which is why I always mention it. Next is the main part of the line work. Now I do this very, very carefully. If you really want to do a nice clean line, you might want to practice keeping your wrist locked with your pen, pencil, whatever it is you're using, and pulling your arm down the paper instead of using your wrist curvature. It really helps to get a nice, clean, longer line. After I finish with the main line work, I move on to the thicker lines. Now, for my style and for me personally, I really like doing thicker, bold lines. I feel like it really makes the piece pop, and it really gives that nice, clean, crisp, pop arty kind of style. Moving on to the background, I was originally going to go with a neon green color, but I then realized that I'd run out, so I moved on and I tried to use purple. I used a darker purple for the border, and I used a lighter purple for the inner part of the piece. Once I finished with that, I added some question marks. There was no particular reason, I just decided to add them to see if it made a nice touch, and it worked, so I went with it. And then of course I did a final outline, which was a brighter pink. It was the same pink as the tongue. The reason I did that was to give it that extra pop. For the final extra details, I add in the shines to the nose, the vest, the arms, anywhere that it needs to just kind of pop out even more. And then I add my little black tick marks all over the piece, especially on the t-shirt and for the hat, to give it an extra kind of fabric-y texture. And for the absolute last touch, I flicked some white paint onto a couple spots on the piece, and that is it. It is finished and it looks dope. Alright guys, so this is the final piece, as you already seen, and yeah, it looks really dope. I'm super happy with this. Like, I wish it was on a canvas. Honestly, man, I might end up doing another one, because you see, like, the paper folds up, but in all honesty, it still holds, man. It's good. If I put it in a frame, it should look okay. I'm really pleased with this. Alright, so here's that finished piece. It is obviously big. You can clearly see that it's very large. It is 18 by 24 inches, but it's like foldy curly, you know what I'm saying? So personally, what I would do with this is I would put something heavy on it to flatten it out as best as I can, and then honestly, whenever I get a frame for it, I'm going to put it in there and hope it works. I've never tried it yet, but I'm assuming it'll flatten it out and it'll be able to sit in a frame. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But anyways, as soon as I post this video to you guys, I'm going to be working on another piece like right away. I'm going to try and get as much of it done today as possible, and then hopefully tomorrow I can get it finished. I don't know if I will be able to or not, because there are plans and it's my girlfriend's birthday, so it's very unlikely, but I want to try and get 3 videos out per week if I can. I like this new commentary thing. I've done it. This will be the second time I've done it. I hope you guys still like it. I really enjoy it. I feel like the answer to the problem I've been having, which is obviously putting out videos and then having everybody ask me questions where it's like, well shit, I don't want to do a tutorial, but I also don't want to be an asshole and I want to help people. That's another reason why I want to be on YouTube. So I tried to find a balance, and I realized that maybe this is something that could work. So if it works, I'm going to continue doing this kind of method with the voiceover thing. But anyway, besides that, I want to try and post 3 videos a week, and basically this week I only was able to post 2. The reason for that is because there was a setback. I ran out of canvases and I just didn't have the time to go and pick any up. I finally got some, so like I said, I'm trying to kick my ass in gear today, get something done really quick. It's not going to be like a super special piece, but I just want to do something, maybe experiment something, maybe something new, something different that I wouldn't normally do. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. I guess that's it for the vlog. Oh, one more thing. Yo, find me on my new Instagram, because I got locked out of my other one and I can't get back in and blah blah blah. Please don't ask me a million questions about it. I've explained it to everybody. I got locked out because they asked me for a security code. I've tried like more than 20 cell phone numbers, and I'm not kidding you. I literally tried it over like 6 or 7 days, and they just never send the text message with the code. So I'm never getting back in. It's fine. I started a new account. Find me. It's at 8e_Moody. So instead of 8e Moody, just add the underscore, and you should find me on Instagram. You're good. Come follow me. If you do art, I'll follow you back. I'll check out your art. I always do. I have no problems with that. I like to see art. It's cool shit. And yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna get back to doing actually something productive, not just talking shit. And I'm gonna see you hopefully tomorrow or Monday with a new piece. So take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know the feedback. Drop a comment. Share it to your friends. Whatever. Take it easy.